Ever wondered how your computer paints those stunning, lifelike worlds in your favorite games? Or renders those complex 3D models in a split second? It's not magic, it's this chunk of silicon and metal right here, the graphics card. And today we're going to peel back the layers and see what makes this beast tick. But here's the crazy part. The basic idea behind this futuristic tech is the same as a massive old-school assembly line. So, let's start at the beginning. Your computer's main brain, the CPU, is a super genius. It can do incredibly complex calculations, but it's like a master chef. It's amazing at creating a complex recipe. But if you ask it to chop 10,000 onions all at once, it's going to get overwhelmed and slow everything down. In the world of graphics, those onions are pixels. Millions and millions of them on your screen, each needing to be told what color to be, how bright to be, and where to be, up to 144 times a second or more. That's where the GPU, the graphics processing unit, the heart of your graphics card, comes in. If the CPU is the master chef, the GPU is an army of 10,000 line cooks, each with their own knife and cutting board. They aren't geniuses, but they are incredibly good at one simple, repetitive task: chopping. So the CPU, the chef, sends over the big picture plan. Okay, we're creating a scene in a forest. There's a character here, a tree there, the sun is setting, casting long shadows. It figures out the physics, the game logic, the AI. Then it hands off the visual instructions to the GPU. The GPU takes that plan and breaks it down into millions of tiny little tasks. This is where the assembly line kicks in. The first stage is the vertex shader. Think of this as the framing crew. They get the raw 3D model, which is just a collection of points in space called vertices. Their job is to figure out where each of these points should be on your 2D screen. They take the 3D coordinates and translate them into 2D coordinates. Once the frame of the house is built, it goes to the next station. Rasterization. This is wild. It takes those points and the lines connecting them and essentially fills in the blanks. It figures out which pixels on your screen fall inside those shapes. It's like taking a coloring book outline and figuring out all the individual dots you need to color in to fill the shape. Now we have millions of blank pixels ready for color. This is where the pixel shader or fragment shader comes in. This is the most intense part of the assembly line. These are the painters and decorators. Each pixel gets sent to a shader core, one of those thousands of line cooks. It asks, what color should I be? The shader calculates everything. Is this pixel part of a metal sword reflecting the sun? Is it a piece of wood in deep shadow? Is it a glowing magical spell? It calculates the lighting, the textures, the shadows, and all the special effects for that single pixel. And it does this for millions of pixels simultaneously. While all this is happening, the GPU is using its own super fast memory, called VRAM. This isn't the same as your computer's regular RAM. This is dedicated high-speed memory right next to the GPU, acting as a workbench. It holds all the textures, models, and information the GPU needs instantly. If it had to constantly ask the slow main system memory for this data, the whole assembly line would grind to a halt. Finally, after all that insane calculation, you have a complete, fully colored and lit image. This finished frame is stored in a buffer and then, bam, it's sent to your monitor, and the entire process starts over again for the very next frame. To get a smooth 60 frames per second, your graphics card is doing all of this, from 3D points to a full-color image, 60 times every single second. It's mind-boggling. So the next time you're marveling at the incredible detail in a game or a movie, just remember that massive, lightning-fast assembly line inside your PC. An army of thousands of digital workers chopping, framing, and painting millions of pixels, all just to create that world for you to explore. It's not magic, it's just one of the most incredible feats of parallel processing ever designed. And it all starts with a simple question. How do you get a genius chef to chop 10,000 onions? You don't, you give the job to the GPU.